ऐसा सेट करके बैठना, बाकी ठीक है आगे
ये
पीछे।
वाला मोड।
Good evening, sir.
Great evening, ma'am. Just a minute. Yeah. Great evening, ma'am.
ये भैया
कैसे हैं
फोन।
आप?
Fine, आप कैसे हैं?
हाँ, ये वाला बोल।
So, we will start. So, great evening, Rajput sir. Great evening, Dr. Rita ma'am. Welcome in this amazing evening. So today we have
Thank you.
got to meet, and I would like to welcome you all on this evening behalf of ABCD International Family. Myself, Akash Bhabad, founder CEO of Bhabad International Publication and ABCD International Family. And without wasting so much time, let's start today's amazing summit. The today's theme is leaders who multiply, and the journey was start on 12th January. And हम लोगों ने उस दिन लीडरशिप के बारे में, विजन के बारे में सोचा था, एंड वहाँ से we have started that journey, and the journey still continue. So today we will discuss about the leadership. So first, would like to invite our amazing guest with us, Dr. Harvandan Korbedi ma'am. She's MD Psychiatry. She's from Army background. So let's welcome Harvandan Kaur ma'am. Welcome ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akash. And I've been wondering when we started, no, we never could have imagined that the current geopolitical situation would be such कि leadership पे, एक talk होना would be so important. And that time also, uh, since people are from different background and uh, you've seen leaders, and in a way everyone has a potential to be a leader and so many issues. So my I had that time also taken the chosen the topic of leaders who multiply. And abhi to I think is scenario mein we need such type of leaders. So it is giving me so much happiness, that to be able to speak. And ek bhi, it's always key, even if you can affect one person, it's a job that you should be, actually thankful to God for. So now you'll have a gross leave because time is limited. So we have to make people understand and go in a way that it is understandable. So आपके पास दो टाइप के लीडर्स होंगे. एक तो हमारा टॉपिक है लीडर्स हु आर मल्टीप्लाइंग and leaders who are gathering. So leaders who are gathering up, like the centralized group, everything with the leader. So if the leader goes, everything goes. And now, although I mentioned the geopolitical situation, because अब वो ऐसी है तो हम क्या करें? But actually leadership तो it can be, see, in your workplace, you can have a leadership even in your home place. So और एक हाउस तो सोसाइटी का सबसे छोटा यूनिट है. So actually the leadership even starts from there. Everyone is a potential leader. So it is very important that from childhood imbibe we imbibe in a youth, the most youthful country we are, such qualities that you know those people want to multiply. It is not about the leader, what the leader is doing. It is more about the system the leader is creating. मैं गया तो there is someone, nothing stops because we are not immortals. We are not immortals, so things are going to stop one day. So uh, किसी का हाथ उठाए, there someone wants to lower hand, I don't know.
आप ही का है.
So मेरा है. अच्छा, अब मैं क्या करूं मिस्टर भावड़?
नहीं,
कुछ आप हैंड वाले पे क्लिक कर दीजिए आप, यू जस्ट क्लिक ऑन द हैंड
मुझे तो
वन,
नहीं दिख रहा.
otherwise leave it, you just keep on
Okay,
carrying on. Yeah,
okay,
done,
okay,
done,
okay.
done, done.
Thank you, sir.
Done.
So, now when the leader multiplies, so what are we going to get? When the leader multiplies, we will get other people who are in the process of making. So, आप अगर देखें तो anything, any technology, anything that comes, but experience को ना आज तक nobody has been able to overcome. So that experience with to the new person, maybe वो person आपकी कंपनी में आज ही आया हो या वो कल ना आया हो, but when you are taking, the leaders who multiply will see that they are taking a potential leader. So in that case, we want people to develop things like their confidence, their courage, their capabilities, their ownership. So when you take someone in any place, or when you are bringing the child who's going to be a youth and the, this nation, any nations, going to work for any nation, these qualities should be there in a child so as to take the nation progressively forward. So now these leaders who are multiplying, they don't think of that I am the whole soul. No, they think of what after me. So that's why they are multiplying, and this is the legacy mindset. What after me? Nothing should stop after me. No one actually is indispensable. If someone thinks that they are indispensable, that is, I would say a wrong mindset. So we have to have a legacy type of mindset in which everybody is indispensable. People know we are, not we are immortal. So after me also the nation, nothing is above the nation. So nation should stand. Nothing is above the company where you're working. At that time, that uh, all the links that you have, all the positive thought processes you have, uh, everything should be with that company, and obviously it should always be with your house family members. Now, what do these type of leaders they do? These leaders, they have the abilities that the team jo hai, that it works in a momentum. Not that one person is standing here, one person is standing, one is here. Matlab, nobody knows what is being done. There is no rapport or bonding between each other. So the team goes in a momentum. And when the team will go in a momentum, obviously, that team, the binding is too much. And that's what the morale depends on the bond. Then the ideas. Now, एक idea hai, Sarji, one idea can change a life. At that time, that idea may not be very suitable for that situation. Certain ideas were not very suitable, say even 2 months back, 4 weeks back, 8 weeks back. So take everyone's idea, incorporate everyone's idea, and then so that the idea converts into a revolution. Keep it aside, give it importance. Okay, it's not going to be used now, but when the time comes, you've got you've given us a good idea, and let's see when we can use it. So that sense of belongingness, that sense of pride, that sense that I contributed something which may not be of use today, but can be of use tomorrow. Again, there is bonding. Again, the team will be successful. And when a person comes, like I said, nothing is beyond experience. And whatever it is, one is experience and one is morale. It is like, because I'm from a certain background, I've seen things closely. So it is always the morale of the man behind the machine. Even if you have to click a button, do you believe in what you're doing? So the man behind the machine is extremely important. Unless you go berserk to destroy yourself and everyone else, well, that's a very different frame of mind. And we pray and wish that no leader has this type of a mindset. So uh, these ordinary people, this youth, these young children who are coming, who's joining us, these ordinary people are converted into extraordinary people by the time they reach the experience and position in the situation you are sitting today. That is what is the leader's role, to see that they go through a drill, they go through a training, they go, that ordinary person becomes extraordinary. Now, so these type of leaders, when we'll have, they'll be courageous, they'll be confident, they'll be capable, they'll be innovative. Now, same old ideas are not going to work all the time, because same old things don't remain. Anything which is constant, only thing which is constant is change. So we need the old experience with innovative ideas. And these together, when they work and they come together, and that time is when the revolutionary ideas, they, come up. So in this series of, in this today's webinar of leaders who multiply, I would like to say is that, like, if you see like this, it's addition, and if you do like this, it's multiplication. It's not a cross, it's multiplication. And when you multiply, the growth is exponential. So if you want to go a step by step, the today's era is such that we have not seen so much of development than in past 100 years than we have seen in thousands of years. So we have to make people motivated to do the things. Forcing a person, you cannot ever. So motivated to even die, yes, that is the level, what a leader who multiplies can do. And before I end, I would like to take a leader's name from our country, and being a woman, of course, I would like to give a woman leader's name also. So for me, and for many in the world, people have their own ideas, and each to his own. We agree to disagree, and that also is a very good leader's, one of the characteristics is that what did Mahatma Gandhi have except for, ahimsa, non-violence. And it is the non-violence which took I won't say that people didn't give their life. Oh, they did. I come from that state where they really did, and I know the history. But that one ideology, it works even today. And being a woman and a woman of color, what did Oprah Winfrey, what she just gave a platform to people to speak up the truth, a safe space where people are not judged. So with this, where she rose, that today also Oprah Winfrey shows that are there. They are, extremely liked and extremely seen, and people want to go there. And I would like to end by saying that, yes, we have been producing nice leaders, but the most important thing to multiply as a leader who multiplies today, such type of a leader has to courage, capability, confidence, everything, yes, has to multiply. But we need to multiply empathy. We are in such a state of situation in our life or in the history. We need leaders who have empathy too. So when type of leaders who multiply such type of qualities, yes, still hope is there. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for amazing examples also. Yes, and we know all leaders who multiplies leaders. Yes, और वो लेगेसी जो जिन लीडर्स ने छोड़ी है, हम उनके एग्जाम्पल्स, उनके बायोग्राफी जब पढ़ते हैं तो हम खुद ही इंस्पायर होते हैं, उनसे सीखते हैं बहुत सारी चीजें। और वही है ना कि लीडर्स वो कुछ उनके वैल्यूज पे डटे रहे हैं, उनके जो क्वालिटीज है उन उन उसकी वजह से वो बहुत मतलब उसकी वजह से उन्होंने बहुत प्रभाव छोड़ा है लोगों के लाइफ में। एंड वो क्वालिटीज अगर हम अपने लाइफ में भी लाते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने लाइफ में, बिजनेस में वो सब चीजें कर पाएंगे। तो थैंक यू फॉर अमेजिंग एग्जाम्पल्स ऑल्सो। सो मेनी पीपल लर्न, वी लर्न। थैंक यू। So, would like to invite one more amazing leader who has 40 plus years of experience in corporate, author of 4 leadership books, and all books are bestseller. So, would like to learn and listen from Professor Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput sir. So, welcome sir, and over to you.
Thank you once again. Good evening, good afternoon. All right, namaste from India to all the wonderful people who have joined here. I can see what a beautiful way Dr. Harvinder Kaur Bedi man have explained about this thing. Thank you, Akash, for inviting me. Thank you, Dr. Rita, to be a part of that. Dr. Bedi, once again, very, very good evening to you from India. I think it must be afternoon for you. Right, so, no. Okay, so it is one of the very, very important topic, and I just take the couple of the points which Dr. Bedi has said about it, because it is a scaling impact beyond self. This is a beautiful way of saying. It reminded me one of the good example when we always say a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle, and that is the true power of the leadership. That's why the multiplication has been very well explained by Dr. Bedi. When we all hear the word leader, we often imagine the person in front, the one who speaks, who decides, guides, and achieves. But the most extraordinary leaders are not those who simply stand in the spotlight. No. And that's what she has given an example of Oprah Winfrey, right? One of the great examples. Or another example of Mahatma Gandhi. These are the people who create more light. They do not lead to be admired. They lead to make others stronger, right? And they do not build dependence. That is a beauty thing. I will tell you the example of the dependence as well. These wonderful leaders, they build the capacity. They do not ask, how far can I go? They ask, how far can people go? Because they believed in them. They believed in them. They know that these people are the strength of it. And that is the essence of the true leaders who multiply. A leader whose impact grows far beyond the self, which is important. And in today's world, Akashi, this kind of leadership is not optional. It is essential. That's what I have also learned. Because no institution, no business, no nation, no family can grow sustainably if the leadership remains limited to one person. Again, I will say you are one of the great leaders, because at this age, at this stage, you are leading, you are building this thing, right? It is not for yourself. You are strengthening other people, other great people from different part of the world. So that is the impact. That is the impact which is growing beyond self. It is not only Akash Bhabad or the Bhabad publication. It is a group of the people, the great people. Like today, you can see such a great people from the different part of from Mexico. Madam is here, right? From South Africa, right? Okay, they all are there. They have joined, and so many other people will be joining. So it is beyond self. I'll tell you a story here, because there are the educators who will be also be joining here. A school had the 2 principals over 2 different periods, and I'm sure Akash, you will really love it. The first principal was very brilliant, disciplined, and highly respected. Every decision went through him. Every solution came from him. Every important responsibility depended on him. The school was performing well, but up to how long? but only as long as the principal was present. Because everything was controlled by the principal, right? It may be a male, it may be a female. It's a hypothetical situation. When the second principal had come, and this principal was equally capable, but this principal led differently. Instead of trying to be the answer to everything, this principal started developing the teachers into the decision maker. The people in the staff room as a decision maker. The people who are taking care from the entry gate point to the people who are taking care for the everything as a making them as a decision maker. This principle encouraged younger staff to lead assemblies, not the senior people, design academic initiatives, solve student issues, and take ownership of the improvement. So in turn, what had happened? It is a multiplying effect was happening, right? And the first progress seems slower. People are thinking, oh my God, why? Because they have, oh my God, we have never done it. But this principle has always created this thing. I'm not giving the examples of the countries because the situation is different. So I don't want to be political, but I thought let me give the examples of the most respected personalities of the world. That is the principle which is there. So over time, what had happened? Remarkable things had happened. The confidence grew, initiatives grew, innovation grew, and soon the leadership was no longer sitting only in the chamber, right, holded by the one person, but it was being there across. So that is a real example. Now, how does a multiplier leader actually do? It is very important, right? They shift from command to empowerment, right? Because in my total journey of the leadership, earlier I also used to command, frankly speaking. But when I started giving empowerment, the success was tremendous. And instead of controlling everything, I also created the space for others to think. I have given the opportunity to be a failure, but at the same time to learn, taking the failure as my responsibility and success is their happiness. And that was the shift. So what can I do so they can do it even better? That was the thing. Guarding themselves is the right way and ensuring that, yes, you should be successful because what Madam has said, we are not immortal. Tomorrow we will not be there. But let the things should continue, which is very important. So another point, what I did is, let me tell you, what I have learned, right? And that's why I did it. I built the people to build the business because I was in the marketing business. So I built the people to build the business, not just performance. Target will be there. Everywhere the target is there. Results may matter. Productivity matters. But the multiplier leader knows that the strongest term result is human capability. And that's why what Madam Bedi has said, that we all are capable. We have that creative notions and that. This is it. And the third point is creating culture. What she said, addition and moral of the man behind the work. I was just writing it down, what she said. So that is that creating the culture, not dependence. So great leaders, they do not just deliver the outcomes. They build the environment where leadership becomes the contagious. And when there is a contagious thing will be there, everybody will be floating in that gang of this leadership to build the thing. So in such culture, every people will speak up. Ideas are always welcome. Mistakes becomes the lesson, not to reprimand somebody, to encourage, to learn the lesson from them. And ownership, it becomes the natural, and confidence becomes the collective confidence. Everybody will be confident that yes, they are empowered, they are able to do it. And that's when the leadership stop being positional, right, and start becoming cultural, right? So taking the words from moral of the man, moral of the leadership, I would like to say that is the real part of the leadership. I'll also tell you the I'll take 2-3 more minutes if you allow me, right? So the strategies are needed because there is a strategy and tool. It cannot come with the thing. When I have learned from the leadership lessons, the first is vision sharing, right? People cannot multiply effect if they only know their task. They must understand the bigger purpose. And here I'll give the example of our respected Prime Minister. He said that by 2047, we have to make it as a Swarnim Bharat, Vishwaguru, right? This is the vision. And to 140 crore of the entire nations of Bharat, he is continuously talking about it. Continuously. Even I don't know tomorrow where I will be here or not, or nobody knows about it. But when you start sharing this vision, it is going to make a difference. When you share a vision that you are a 12 world record holder, and your passion is that by the time your journey continues, it may be 120 world record. God knows, but your vision is very bright. So that is the way that is there. Second point is delegation with ownership. Whenever I talk to you, you said, I have given this to my team. They are doing it, sir. No problem, sir. They will do it. So just assigning work, but giving responsibility, authority, and trust. You are always giving this responsibility to them. You are giving the authority to them, and you have the trust. Though you are not there, you keep on traveling, you went to Nasik and all, but your dream was there. So this is the second example which I like to highlight it here in front of me only. Third is coaching conversation. Sometimes one sincere question, sincere, very sincere, specific question can unlock the more potential that 10 instructions. Instead of giving only instruction, a simple, nice question can create lot of waves. Fourth is feedback and recognition. People rise when they know they are seen, they are valued and growing. And I'm sure, Akashi, you will agree with me. We keep on talking whenever one conference happens, right? And you keep on, I can say, admiring the thing that what we talk about it, what the new thing is keep on coming, right? So it is like a feedback and recognition. I always say that you are doing fabulous work, right? And not only me, everybody keeps on recognizing you. So that is the way that you are building as a, multiplying as a leader. And the real measure of the leadership is, at the end of the day, leadership is not being indispensable. That's what Madam said. We are not immortal. We will not be there. In fact, one of the greatest signs of the leadership is when in my absence, it does not collapse, but in the presence has created capability. So when I'm not there out of the show, the work should go on in a much accelerated way with the velocity. In the science, one word is there, velocity, which is more than the acceleration. So the velocity has to be there, which is important. And that is legacy, not I did everything, but I built people who can do even more, better than me, right? I was needed everywhere. No, because of me, others discovered what they are capable of doing it. So with this, I can put my closing quote here. A leader's greatest success is not what they build for themselves, but what they awaken in the others. And here, there's a true way of awakening the leadership in the people, which is very, very important across wherever we are working, in any of the segment where we are working. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk on such a important, beautiful, nice subject, which we keep on learning. Today, I can see we have 4 leaders, including you. We have Dr. Rita, Professor Dr. Bedi, Dr. Kaur, and so many. Everybody is a leader. Everybody has led their life, and they are leading it. Right? They are showing the path to the people in their own domain. So it is very important to respect every personality as a leader, learn from them, and inculcate the good habits what they have there. Because failure is a part of their life. I have also seen failure. Everybody sees the failure. But if we learn from the failure and learn from other people, from their leadership, we can create another world, which is very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for amazing sharings. Yes, and the leader should have a grand vision. If he has a strong vision, then of course he can multiply the leaders also, and he can create impact. So, as you share some examples also, yes, and we know that how they are creating impact. So thank you once again, inspiring us and giving some learnings. And I personally learn many things, and I want to share that uh, when I talk with the all peoples whenever we message, whenever we call, I personally inspire. Sometimes I feel I when I announce the initiative, I thought I do very hurry. I just think and create concept, create logics, and announce it. And then I thought how we can do that, but no. Every time the leaders come forward and they start contributing, and if they are not contributing, but they keep inspiring, keep motivating whenever they are on call, they motivate me, and I thought they have lots of faith. मुझसे ज्यादा उनको मुझ पे विश्वास है, तो ये तो करना पड़ेगा फिर। वो ऑटोमेटिक प्रोसेस होता है, एंड आई आई रियली इंस्पायर। एक एक दिन का मैं लास्ट वीक का एक और एग्जांपल बताना चाहूंगा. Last 1 week before, one of my mentor, when I learned first public speaking program from him, and he called me, and he a phrase like I am one of the great personalities. So I thought, sir, please stop. Abhi, first you come in event, and then I was very in such situation where मॉर्निंग में अराउंड 11-11:30 मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि अभी तो दो लीड्स को कॉल करना है, क्या करूँ, मतलब चल रहा था ऐसे ही, थोड़ा डाउन हुआ था एनर्जी, एंड सडनली कॉल ही इंस्पायर मी, and I thought, no, we have to close the things, and till evening we close two registrations. Full day I was charged, so and we keep. So I personally learn many things every day. Lots of leaders, and I think I'm blessed person. I have lots of leaders associate with me. So thank you once again, sir. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for sharing learnings. Would like to invite one more great speaker with us, and we have great educator Dr. Rita, ma'am, from Mexico. So welcome, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here in Mexico. So good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for this invitation, ABCD International Family. Well, first of all, I want to start with a simple question. What is the ceiling of your impact? Think about it for a moment. If you work 60 hours a week, make every decision, lead every meeting, and solve every problem, what's the maximum impact you can create? Well, the answer is exactly as much as one person can do. And that's a ceiling. One person, one brain, one pair of hands, one lifetime. But what if leadership wasn't about what you can do, but about what you can unleash in each other's? The lone hero tap. Many of us were taught, explicitly or implicitly, that the great leadership looks like strength, decisiveness, and having all the answers. The lone hero who swoops in, solves the problems, saves the day. And look, maybe that model works. For a while, it gets results, it gets you promoted. But here's the problem. It doesn't scale. Every time you solve someone else's problem, you've done two things. You fixed the issue today, and you've made yourself the bottleneck for tomorrow. The most impactful leaders I've seen aren't the ones who do the most. They're the ones who make the people around them capable of doing more. There's a difference between being an additive leader and a motivative leader. An additive leader contributes their own impact. They add value directly, and that's real, that matters. The multiplicative leader amplifies the output of everyone around them. They don't just add, they multiply. Think of this this way. If you have 10 people on your team, and each of them is operating at 70% of their potential, what happens if you help each of them unlock just 20% more? That's not just 20% improvement. That's 2 times impact across the entire team. That's the power of multiplication. That's leadership that scales beyond self. So how do you shift from adding to multiplying? 3 practices that I've seen transform leaders. First, ask more and tell less. Before you give the answer, ask the question, what do you think we should do? Those 7 words are more powerful than any strategy text. They build ownership, capability, and confidence all at once. Second, transform ownership, not just tasks. There's a difference between delegating a task and entrusting someone with an outcome. One creates followers, the other creates leaders. Give people real responsibility and then get out of the way. The third one, invest in people like it's your most important job, because it is. A conversation that helps someone grow, a piece of feedback that unlocks new thinking, a moment of recognition that shows someone their work matters. These aren't soft extras. They're your highest leverage activities as a leader. Here's the thought I want to leave with you. What will your impact look like 10 years from now when you're not in the room? The people you've developed, where will they be? The decisions they've learned to make because you trusted them with real problems. How many lives will those decisions teach? That's what multiplied leaderships look like. Impact that outlives your involvement, influence that spreads further than you reach, a legacy that lives in other people. The world doesn't need more lone heroes. It needs leaders who are brave enough to share their power, generous enough to develop others, and wise enough to know what that measure of their success is not what they achieved, but who they helped become. You have expertise, you have experience, you have perspective. Now ask yourself, who else could benefit from it? So go multiply. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for wonderful sharings. And thank you for joining very early morning from Mexico. So it's again example of great leadership. So thank you once again. And yes, would like to invite one more great, amazing, respected personality with us. So she's from Army, and she's also author, leadership coach, many feathers in her hat. So like to invite Professor Dr. Betty Speaks, ma'am. So welcome, ma'am, and over to you. And one more thing before starting, I want to mention that we recently connected. We recently talked lots of, and whenever I talk with ma'am, she also guide, inspire, and I really inspire from her. I learn also lots of things. So thank you, ma'am, for that, and over to you. Thank you.
You are definitely my little brother. It's an honor to share the same birthday with you. So yes, I just love this platform so much. I love being able to chat on this particular subject. Leadership is so near and dear to my heart. I want to become one of those 3 times best authors too, Professor. I tell you, to be a woman and be in leadership is definitely challenging, honestly, because you do have the men and the women. And I tell you, because of the color of my skin and the fact that I'm a woman, the men will always challenge me. Women that are in leadership, they look for us to shed tears, when things get rough. And I've been on both friendly and unfriendly grounds. I've been involved in terror attacks. So, and I've led soldiers. Some of them I'd never met before. And not one of my soldiers were ever, well, they may have been injured. I had no fatalities. And that comes from great leadership. Because when a person they're threatened by your leadership, by them not being obedient to your commands and your discipline and the way you stay focused, and your integrity, your character. Everything is it within that word leadership. So when they know that you are seriously concerned about their health, their well-being, who they are, where they are, their family too, even though I'm speaking on soldiers now, but even in the corporate world, it's the same thing. We have to show concern. This is not even my speech, but but I just wanted to throw that out there. I will share with you though a story that and I'll go into that this when I was in the military, I was stationed in Europe. I actually had always wanted to fly as a little girl. I always wanted to fly like the birds and the eagles. I had dreams of me flying, always wanted to fly. So we had this opportunity to go hang gliding. You all know what hang gliding is, right? So I wanted to go hang gliding with some coworkers of mine. The only African American going hand gliding, didn't tell anyone in my family that I was going hand gliding. We were gone for 2 weeks. The first week, it was so much fun. We learned to fly like birds off of these little hills that you had to run up and then get the air underneath your glider. And then you literally flew. It was so exciting. Then I got my novice. The second week, we went on to advanced training. Now we're going up a bigger hill. So you go up this bigger hill, and then you do the same thing. You come charging down until the wind gets under your glider and you take off and start flying. But for graduation, you had to go to the cliff. This is when my heart began to sink. This is when I realized that I should have been paying more attention to my leader, because all the advice he gave, the information he gave, the fact that we had to graduate. I remember that I didn't call home. I didn't tell anyone in my family I was going hang gliding. And then the song, I Believe I Can Fly, wasn't even out then. So I did it. Got there on top of the cliff, had a bigger glider from the glider that I had the day that we started. And all I could hear my leader saying is, do not look to the right, do not look to the left. Keep your head and eyes focused in the direction that you want to go. Isn't life funny? Life is so funny that we have to keep our head and eyes in the direction that we want to go. So there was this little bitty circle that was in the middle of nowhere. He says, stay focused on that circle. The circle was tiny, could barely see it. Then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I had a successful landing. So that was a story I wanted to share with you, because I heard all of you talking about leadership, and it takes leadership to get someone to their end zone for the most part. But I tell you one thing, I would never go hang gliding again. How's that? So but that was a life experience for me, and I did it. And just like the military, I did it. It was a life experience. Life changing things happen. So the kind who collect this title of being a leader, is someone that has a heart for being a leader. Not everybody can become a leader. My screen is trying to do something here. So no, not everyone can be a leader. That person you have to have passion. You have to have examples. You have to know someone that has gone through something. What kind of leader do you want? to be remembered as? That was the question that I asked several students just recently. What type of leader do you want to be remembered as? The kind who built a platform, or the kind who built people? The kind who collected titles, seriously, or the kind who multiplied transformation? Because history has proven something powerful to me. Leadership that only elevates, leader eventually fades. I heard each of you say that today. But leadership that multiplies others becomes a legacy. Seriously, it becomes a legacy. And in a world that's obsessed with personal brands, obsessed with followers, obsessed with visibility, obsessed with the greatest leadership question is not how high can I rise? The real question is, how many lives can rise because I showed up? You see, I showed up to that hand garden class. I showed up. So think about that. How many lives can rise because one showed up? The leadership is not measured by the spotlight on you, it is measured by the light you ignite in others. So my leader ignited some light in me, because on top of that cliff, I can still hear him in my voice saying, stay focused. Don't turn your head and eyes to the left or right, because you're going to go in that direction. Stay focused in the direction that you want to go in. As leadership experts, John Maxwell reminds us, a leader is great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. And that is what multiplying leadership is all about. Empowering others, make it multiple. This is about scaling influence beyond self, beyond yourself. So, the leadership crisis of our time. Today, we're living in a world with many voices, but fewer multipliers. We have influencers who influence trends. That's what's going on right now. They're influencers who are influencing trends. So let me tell you, we have to desperately we're desperately in the time where we need leaders who influence the transformation. We have people building audience. We have, but we need leaders building successors, because when leadership becomes self-centered, organizations, countries, communities, everything shrink. Communities divide and movement dies. So, but when leadership becomes multiplying, something extraordinary happens. Impact expand, possibilities grow, a legacy is born, and the Bible gives us a powerful leadership blueprint. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2, all things, all the things you have heard from me among many witnesses, commit these to faithful people who will be able to teach others also. That's in that basic information before leaving earth. Did you catch that? Paul taught Timothy. Timothy taught others. Those others taught more. That's what's going on now. That is leadership multiplication. Not addition, but multiplication. What does it mean to multiply leadership? A multiplying leader understands the powerful truth. Your leadership is not proven, but what you build alone, but what continues after you are no longer here. I heard someone say that this morning on the call. When you're no longer here, it will continue. That multiplication will continue. Multiplying leaders focus on three things. That is developing people, distributing influence, and expanding an impact. Because leaders who multiply know something many people forgot. They just know something that many people forgot. You were never meant to be the only solution. That's what my sister just talked about. Love the fact that she brought up the bottleneck. You were never meant to be the only solution in the room. You were meant to raise solutions. For example, Jesus, the ultimate leader multiplier, The greater example of multiplying leadership in Jesus, Jesus did not build an empire of followers dependent on him. He built a discipline, he built disciples who would transform the world. Disciples who would transform the world. But for 3 years, he mentored 12. He taught them, empowered them, and then sent them on their way. He taught them, he empowered them, and then sent them on their way. And because he multiplied leaders, the message spread across nations, cultures, and generations. Today, over 2 billion people follow that message. Not because Jesus stayed in the spotlight, but because he released leaders into their purpose, that he released them into their purpose. This is the power of multiplying leadership. Now, an example that a leader that I love, and I grown to love him after hearing his story, is Nelson Mandela from Africa. Leadership that lift a nation. Another powerful his example of spending 27 years in prison. But when he emerged, he did not lead with revenge. He led with reconciliation. He led with reconciliation after 27 years being in prison. Instead of consolidating power around himself, he built leaders across South Africa who could carry the vision forward. And he wasn't worried about being called the king or all these other titles that you hear most people have, just different titles. Mandela once said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived, it is what differences we have made in the lives of others." That's my soul, one of my favorite quotes by him. And as a retired United States Army veteran, I learned early that leadership is never about rank alone. It's not about what you have on your collar. During my service, I was responsible for leading a diverse platoon of 45 soldiers, including women serving under extremely dangerous conditions. These 45 men and women I was flying from one country and they were flying from another country. We met on our way to a battle during terrorist attacks. In those moments, leadership was not about commands. It was about empowerment, trust, and unity. So because when a crisis come, one leader cannot carry everything, but a team of empowered leaders can overcome anything. That lesson shaped my mission today through a life change now. And that is my LLC, a life change now. Now in capital letters, there's no other way. Now, this is new opportunity windows to do what we need to do as leaders. My work as a civility leadership strategist and global peace ambassador focus on helping leaders rise with resilience, lead with dignity, and multiply an impact across communities and nations, because leadership must move beyond position and into a purpose. So that word multiply leadership framework, I want to just give you my acronym because I know you all have been waiting on my acronym for today. So multiply, M is mentor with intention. Multiply leaders invest in people. They do not hoard knowledge. They transfer wisdom. Proverbs 27:17 reminds us that iron sharpens iron. So when one person sharpens another, mentorship turns potential into purpose. And then the U in multiply is unlock greatness in others. Just unlock it. Great leaders do not create followers. They awaken leaders. Sometimes people do not need new opportunities. They need someone to believe in them. I heard one of the ladies say that today. She just needed someone to believe that she was a leader. She needs someone to encourage her. You're a leader. So lead with humility is L. Lead with humility. Humility expands influence. Pride limits influence. You know, you can pick a pride person out in a second. They're just pride of themselves, and people don't often listen to that person that is so pride and they exude prideness. Leadership Leadership that multiplies understands it is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about building the strongest room of leaders. Just build them, and one will follow. We had an incident in the States where a person was teaching in a classroom just this week, and then someone came in and they and shot them. This was someone that had been in the military before, that had fought for his country, fought for other countries, and then was killed while teaching other leaders to lead. So but the students that he was teaching managed to rescue the person that was doing the shooting. So T is teach what you know. Knowledge becomes legacy when it is shared. Multiplying leaders leave blueprints, not just footprints. I is inspire vision beyond the moment. Vision multiplies momentum. When people see purpose, they become unstoppable. That's right, unstoppable. I got that word from my little brother. And then a great quote of mine by Helen Keller, who was another phenomenal leader. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And then there's the P in multiply. Plant seeds for the next generation, so that those seeds will be utilized. Multiplying leaders thinks generationally. They ask who will continue this mission when I'm gone. That's what a great leader does. And then there's L, lift others into opportunity. A multiplying leader does not close doors behind them. They hold the door open, because leadership is not about climbing ladders alone. It is about building elevators for others. That's what leadership, multiplying leaders, is about as well. And then why? Yield legacy beyond your lifetime. Legacy is leadership that lives on through people. When your influence continues through others, you have become a multiplier. 3 signs you are becoming a multiplier in leaders. Let me leave you with these 3 powerful indicators that you are a leadership that is multiplying. People around you are growing. Your leadership is not measured by applause, it is measured by development. That's the first one. Then the second one is others are stepping into leadership roles. Multiplying leaders are not threatened by rising leaders, they celebrate them. The third one is the mission expands beyond your constant presence, beyond the fact that you are showing up. That mission continues to grow. When the work continues, even when you step away, you have built something powerful. You have to know that leadership questions that matters. So today I ask you one final question. Are you building followers or leaders? Because followers increase numbers, but leaders increase impact. And the world today does not just need more leaders, it needs leaders who multiply hope, multiply wisdom, multiply courage, and multiply peace. So let me leave you with this: leadership that is centered on self will eventually collapse, but leadership that multiplies people will outlive generations. Your voice can inspire, your vision can mobilize, but the greatest leadership achievement will be this: the leader who rises because you refuse to rise alone. So lead boldly, mentor generously, empower courageously, and remember, a leader who multiplies people never runs out of influence, because when leaders multiply, impact becomes unstoppable. I yield the mic back to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for amazing lessons. Yes, and we have to multiply the leaders. We have to take responsibility, and yes, the responsible person will be the leader. Yes, yesterday I was reading a book, and in that I learned that one of the great king from our Mahabharata scripture. Yudhishthir asked to about the king to Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama was one of the great warrior, and he told that the king should should have selfless responsibilities first, and then only he can able to be a king or king as a leader. So there is a lots of responsibilities, and if we are leading some organizations, if we are leading countries, we have that responsibilities. First we have to understand that people are seeing you, so we have to take decisions, we have to take actions in according to that. So lots of learnings today from amazing speakers like Dr. Bedi ma'am, Rajput sir, Rita ma'am, Dr. Betty ma'am. So thank you once again for amazing sharings. If you want to share anything, uh, open for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you very much for giving the time. Thank you very much, Dr. Rita, Dr. Bedi, for starting the thing. And thank you so much, Professor Dr. Bedi, for such a wonderful talk. Every time when we come to your platform, we listen something great, words of wisdom, right? With having a lot of experience, with the intellect and the wisdom put together. And it is going to help all of us, especially to me, I will always say, to lead the life which is important, because whatever the days which we have, that God has given to us, let us thankful to the God, and at the same time, let us learn from such a great people, which we are blessed that we are able to meet them at this platform or in the different platforms where we are able to learn to contribute to build the good society, which is very, very important, and to the new generation, which is really needed, which is the need of the hour. So thank you from my side, and I'm happy and blessed to be a part of it. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I want to share one more thing that we are conducting lots of summits regularly from January. So what we are doing, we have created a platform, virtual platform where people can join the courses. So we are keeping these summits are free. So we are building that behind. So we are keep continuing running. So many people think like that. So we are just conducting sessions and no participants are there. But no, whatever we are conducting, we are giving to lots of people. We will promote that. We will share with many people, and they will learn lots of things from that. So keep supporting us, keep joining us, and we will continue creating impact. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akash. I mean, it's wonderful learning from everyone. And thank you so much, all of you. Learned a lot.
Yes. I just wanted to say that it is actually now 9:30 here AM in the morning. So I am AM time just like Mexico. But I love, love, love this platform with all my heart.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
It's
thank you.
really my
Thank you
honor.
very much. Greetings, greetings from Mexico. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for letting me learn from all of you and letting me share part of my experience. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you again for joining very early. Thank you. Bye bye.